I get asked all the time, is heavy lifting safe or even beneficial for you after reaching the age of 30, 40, or beyond? In today's video, I'm gonna take you through a simple but intense workout I did with my 123-pound beast of a kettlebell and discuss with you my honest thoughts and opinions on heavy lifting as we age. Now, first off, when I say heavy lifting, and this is true for whatever type of weight you're lifting, whether that be a kettlebell, dumbbell, barbell, sandbag, stone, or just any heavy object, I'm referring to a weight that is in the ballpark of, let's say, 85% or higher of your perceived or existing 1 rep max for that particular exercise. Now, when talking about weights that are lifted in that heavy range, you have to remember that if risk of injury is your chief concern with heavy lifts, then I'd remind you that although heavy lifting offers less room for error, with a lack of preparation, focus, and attention to detail when working up to those heavy weights, you're still at great risk for injury. Hell, earlier this year when I tore my left pec when bench pressing, it wasn't even with a heavy weight. It was with only about 70% of my max on the first rep of a 3-rep warm-up set. So yeah, shit can happen regardless of heavy or light. So don't think that heavy lifting is the only risky lifting there is. All lifts require your respect. With that said, let's get back to the big question. Is heavy lifting safe or even worth doing for the average guy over 40 who's not a competitive athlete or weightlifter? The truth is, it really depends on if you do it responsibly. And by that, I mean if you cover your bases on these guidelines. First, have you done a solid dynamic warm-up in conjunction with enough warm-up sets to prepare your body for the stress it will be placed under during the heavy lifting? If not, then you're playing Russian roulette and could be rewarded with an unfortunate visit to what I call Snap City. Second, do you have a functional understanding of proper breathing and bracing techniques that insulate your spine and allow for more or maximal intra-abdominal pressure while you're doing the lift? If you don't know how to properly brace your core and Valsalva when lifting, then you're putting your back in serious harm's way. So you need to make sure proper breathing and bracing techniques are something you understand. Third, do you have a functional understanding of proper form for that heavy lift? Are your joints stacked and in proper alignment? Do you understand proper scapular positioning in regards to packing and insulating your shoulders? Do you know how to properly recruit the primary movers and stabilizers during the lift? Do you know how to cue the movement itself? I know I talk about how the fundamental movements are very simple in nature, but just because things are simple in nature doesn't really mean they're easy to execute. There's a big difference between simple and easy. And when you don't know how to execute when doing heavy lifts that offer little room for error, bad things have a high tendency or higher likelihood of happening. Fourth, do you have a spotter and or a coach to help keep you safe? Not all lifts offer the ability to actually physically spot the movement like a barbell bench or a barbell squat do, but having a coach watch you and verbally cue you while doing the lift is actually quite helpful. Fifth, are you properly periodizing your heavy sessions? You can't go heavy every single day. If you do, there'll be a degenerative effect on both your joints and your central nervous system, which eventually and very quickly actually push you into a state of overtraining. Sixth, are you well rested and fresh? If you've had shit sleep the night before you planned on lifting heavy, or you've got muscles that are sore, then strongly reconsider lifting heavy. Because if you do when you're anything other than as fresh as a country flower, I can promise you, you're asking for trouble. And the seventh and last question I'd ask anyone who's considering lifting heavy weight is whether maximal strength is even their goal. If not, and you consistently train in more of a hypertrophy and strength endurance-based range of 60 to 80% of a perceived or established max, then I'd say unless you're just curious to see how strong you are, the juice isn't worth the squeeze. Ultimately, given my background in competitive strength-based sports, I'm a big believer in the value of heavy lifting. It is shown in studies when done responsibly to increase muscle size, bone density, mobility, testosterone production, and coordination. All things that males are at risk to see diminishing levels of once reaching that magical tipping point age of 40 years old. So there's definitely value in going heavy with your lifts. You just gotta make sure you do it responsibly by covering the bases that I talked about earlier. Now, speaking of heavy lifting, here's a heavy kettlebell circuit I did yesterday with my 123-pound beast bell. As you can see, I struggled with it, but I'm in fact alive to tell the tale of it. So take home message here, don't fear heavy lifts. Fear a lack of prior proper preparation when doing heavy lifts. Now, enough talking, let's get to work. Hey guys, thanks for checking out today's video. If you enjoyed it and want more just like it in the future, then do me a favor before you leave by hitting the thumbs up button, subscribing to the channel, and pressing the alert icon so you get notified the instant every new video drops on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And if you haven't done so already, then please be sure to join my brand new Kettlebell Warriors Brotherhood inside the school app by clicking the image that you see right over there to the right, the pinned link at the top of the comment section, or the first link in the description box down below. This brand new community provides daily accountability, motivation, inspiration, insider instruction that you're only going to find inside there, and overall a more organized, systematic approach to helping you get fast, badass, and lasting results while creating a sense of overall mental clarity to help improve your daily decision-making skills, which in turn yields better results and ultimately will help enrich your life. I've still got a handful of free spots open, so to get free access to it during our beta launch, which is going on right now, just click over there or down there and I'll take you to the registration page, which shows you how to access it for free. Appreciate your time, guys. Have a good one. MANdler out.